Hello, 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 and good morning, and welcome to a Prog Reborn. My name is M. Kostler. This is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know what that means, you can always check out the introductory video. You type in !intro into the live chat. The bot should bot try it again. !intro. Pick the bot real quick. Chat. We'll try it again later, but you should be able to type in ! Intro to get a link. And if it's not working like it is today, you can always try checking out the video description below the video for that same link. If you'd like to know when I go live for these things, easiest and best way is to just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, but you can also join the community Discord where I make my go live announcement posts. Either way. Last but not least, this is not a reaction style playthrough. This is not my first time playing through the game. My main is up to date with patch 6.55. So if you are worried about any kind of spoilers between now and 6.55, or any information related to Dawn Trail that's publicly available, you consider any of that stuff spoilers from where my character is, which is still stuck in 2.0. This is your first and likely only warning that a spoiler might be coming. So if you're worried about any kind of info like that, this is your opportunity to scoot on out of here. All right. We went from a late start last stream to an early start this stream. I'm a little groggy for it. You can tell from my stuttery start, but that also means we are a little early on being able to do the supply mission, but I've got some stuff going on in the afternoon, so go ahead and do this here. Since we don't have any supply mission to do, let's just start up immediately with the blacksmith quest, which means we can go to Limsa and get that started. And while we're doing that, let me get something to drink. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on to it with the blacksmith here. Wrong way. We do it this way. These folks, I don't get how people play like this. They've been sitting there for many days, doing literally nothing. But I suppose it's not my place to judge. Let's see, we're doing blacksmith, so I can probably entrust. Well, let's just go ahead and entrust everything. Stuff out of my inventory, even if I have to pull it back out later. Oh, I forgot they added this shit. That's what I used to do before. But yeah, there's that entrust duplicates button. Alrighty, so where were we? We need to pull up the blacksmith quests. Blacksmith quests. Switch over to blacksmith. We are on the business of blacksmithing. So I need a bronze spatha. Spiked bronze labris. Bronze spatha. Bronze ingot. Ram's horn. Let's see. I can probably buy this. Buy it from here. The negatory. Probably can buy it from the guild supplier. What about the spiked bronze lapis? Spiked ash lumber, logs. Have. Let's see. I think. Let's go from, because I think that first one, the business of blacksmithing, is level 15. So I think we can just buy that, everything from the guild supplier there. So let's hold off on doing that one. Let's start with the crossbeam hammer, because I think once we get to level 20, God, or that we need to actually do. So I need to make some more cloth. Switch over to Weaver. Up. That. I remembered that this one I don't have to have high quality, so I can just make regular. Elm lumber. Logs from Proggies. Switch over to the leatherworker. Sorry, carpenter. They are in third tab. to blacksmith here. My iron ingot. Or Froggy's block 3. It's on the blacksmith. Let's go ahead and make the high quality one. Blacksmith needs some experience. Shove in any sort of materia. Materia is probably good enough. So then a steel ingot. High quality steel ingot. Bomb ash and everything. Plumed iron hatchet. Iron ingot. Steel bouge. Oh, sorry, we're getting too ahead of ourselves. Cobalt feather we just added back into Proggy's. Block 4. Walnut lumber. Back over to carpenter. Steel bouge. 2 more steel ingots. Hold that 1 steel ingot for one of the turn-ins. iron ingot. 2 more iron ore, which I'm sure I can buy over here. No. Have any more? No. Can probably buy from the guild supplier. Be over here. Let's finish up the bronze spatha and bronze labrys. I might just turn those in. Turn in what I've got so far so I can upgrade my gear. Bronze spatha. Bronze spatha. Alright, a ram's horn, a bronze ingot, and hard leather. Two copper ore. Bronze ingot. So 2 copper ore, 1 thing of tin. A ram horn and hard leather. Not need to be high quality. Say that. I hit basic touch. And then bronze labrys. I need 3 ingots and 1 ash lumber. Six ore, copper ore, and 3. Well, we need to do the steel bouge. Right, I needed some iron ore. I guess I can't buy it from here. What about here? There we are. About the oak lumber. Oak lumber. Oak lumber. This thing. Make the oak lumber. To here because we need to make an iron ingot. let's turn in what we've got so far. Try my bot out again, see if it picked up. There we are. I don't know why it takes a while sometimes to get that thing done. Basis of blacksmithing. Forge Master Brithale seems upset. Perhaps there's something you can do to help. Ah, hells, not now, lad. Can't you see I'm struggling with a matter of great import? Being Forge Master ain't all drink and debauchery, especially when Hanaza's breathing down my neck. We're a business, she says, and it's our job to ensure Naldeek and Vimelia stays profitable, or some such bollocks. To which I says, now look here, ye greedy shrew, we're making a mint off our commission from the maelstrom, ain't we? Well, I mustn't have said shrew, any road. The greedy shrew then starts yattering on about expanding into new bleeding markets. Says we should be selling more to the tree folk in Gridania. Says I should be the one to develop a plan of action. Seven hells, lad, I'm a smithy, not a merchant. I've never even been to bleeding Gridania. Oh, and it gets worse, see? We need a man with connections, don't we? Someone that can make arrangements with the tree folk. So Naza goes and finds one, right clever bastard by the sound of it, and orders me to go and meet him. So I goes and meets him, only to find it's none other than bleeding Phasar, and I'd sooner bash me own teeth in than talk to that piece of... Wait a minute, I know how to deal with this. You can talk to him. You'll help old Brithel handle this Gridanian nonsense, won't ye? Of course you will. Go on then, chop chop. I don't remember who Faisal is. Here on Brithel's behalf, you say? Might have guessed. That whoreson doesn't realize the trouble he's in. Well, it's his neck. I'll work with you, Smith, and I'll even keep my diction simple. Taking instruction from that drunkard will have dulled your wits. Now listen. Dealing with Gridanians is no different from dealing with anyone else. Everyone has needs, it's just a matter of identifying and fulfilling them. Anyone with half a brain, which discounts your mentor, knows that the Forestborn don't want for wood or leather goods. You'd have more luck selling brine to a fishback. What they lack is steel. Theirs is an insular, isolated nation that's long sought to survive without relying over much on foreign trade. The calamity changed all that. Having to get on, and with no end to rebuilding in sight, they have been forced to open their gates to adventurers. Where there are adventurers, there's demand for weapons and armor. Quality weapons and armor, mind you. My Gridanian contacts would accept nothing less. I need some samples to show them, bringing me a bronze spatha and a spiked bronze labyrinths for this purpose. Bring me a bronze spatha and a spiked bronze labyrinths. Until you have them in my hands, we've nothing more to discuss. These require closer inspection. Inside, Smith. Why do you have blush on? You made these weapons? I confess the quality is quite good. I thought you no more than Brithel's errand boy, but it seems I was wrong. Only a true smith could have made these pieces. As I rather suspect you are aware, a poorly wrought weapon can cost a man his life. Be it brittle, prone to blunting, or unevenly weighted, every flaw will serve to hinder its owner in the battlefield. Not so the spatha, well-tempered and perfectly balanced. It's a weapon fit for a warrior. Hells, with a blade like this, even I could probably best a beast or two. And this labyrinth is a work of art as well. Quite simple, solid, and more than capable of cleaving a fishback in two. If even a relative newcomer to the guild can produce work of this quality, then my contacts will have naught to worry about. Samples should convince them of that. Seems you've saved your mentor's job. Leave the rest to me, Smith. There's nothing easier than selling an excellent product. Forge Master Brithel has important news he would like to share with you. Just the lad I was hoping to see. You're a bleeding godsend, you know that? You'll be happy to hear that the trees folk were mightily impressed with them samples he made for that son of a whore. Even the shrew had to admit I'd done a good job. But who gives a damn about business, eh? You're here to Smith, am I right? So be a good lad and whip us up a cross-peen hammer, will ya? Oh, but before you run off, should probably mention that Sim ain't selling iron at present. Grand Company contracts take priority, see? And the shipwrights need all the stock we can lay our hands on. So you'll have to get the iron on your own, be it mining or buying. I'd sooner go to Hawker's Alley myself, but then it ain't my coin. And one more thing, I don't want just any crossbeam hammer, lad. I want one melded with materia. You know what materia is, don't you? It's like, say I got an apron I've been using for years and years, and it got all soaked with sweat, but instead of just sweat, it'd taken up a bit of me, spiritual essence or something. Well, that essence can be pulled out and turned into stuff called materia, which is sort of like crystal. You can attach to gear to make it stronger and so on. Needless to say, I don't know much about how materia works. There's supposed to be a gobby who does, named Mutamix, if memory serves. He's got a camp out in Fanland. Track him down if you need some proper guidance. Got that hammer for me yet? Don't forget she needs a piece of materia stuck to her as well. Any kind will do, by the way. Don't have to be from an apron. Damn fine work as always, lad. Got good heft this one. The kind you just don't get with bronze. Tire quicker, of course, but that's a failing of the arm, not the tool. And even after you're worked up a sweat, I reckon her cotton-wrapped grip would keep her firmly in your hand where she belongs. It's common for smithies to make their own tools, you know. There's no better way of getting just what you want, see? Assuming you're half decent. I, for one, have always made my own. Bugger me, though, I'm starting to wish I asked ye for 2 of these so I could keep one for myself. Really should let me buy you a drink sometime, lad. Done a lot for me, and I don't want you to think me ungrateful. In fact, I'm wondering if we ought to put your skills on display more prominently. Really show our potential customers what the guild has to offer. No need to fret about that for the time being, though. You just keep hammering away, alright? Take it from me, lad. You'll do your best work when your only concerns are the hammer in your hand and the vision in your head. Fear God's blessing upon you. Perfect. Forge Master Brithel has a special task for you. Come a long way since you first joined up, lad. Some smithies might be content to eke out a living selling cheap tools and weapons, but not you. You won't be satisfied till you're the best, am I right? Ah, that's the stuff. Always seeking to better yourself, ain't ye? I respect that. You've no motivation, it's only a matter of time before your work starts to suffer. Customers start looking elsewhere. Folks start whispering, your best days behind you. Your wife runs off with the goddamn merchant. The next thing you know, you're just another poor sod drowning his sorrows at the winch. But that won't happen to you, will it? Produced quality work back when we had to deal with them tree folk. Now I need you to do the same again. Another big contract, see? There's a bloke in town who's looking to buy a boatload of steel, but he won't place an order till he's sure we can deliver first-rate stuff. So we need to send him a sample of our finest work. Now, it takes a lot of skill to forge a bar of high-quality steel, but if you've got all the ingredients, you're halfway there. Saying that, it'd still be a right pain in the arse. But I know you're up to the task, lad. When you've made the thing, give it to that whoreson merchant from before, Phasar, eh? So as he can deliver it to the client. Meet again. Assuming you're here to deliver the steel, know this. It's not first rate and won't present it to the client. Very well. Inside the smith. I thought he had like a beanie on, but he's got this weird ponytail thing. Quite how you learned to smelt such excellent steel, I don't know. I do know that it had naught to do with your wretched mentor's teaching. Harder than mere iron, yet not so rigid as to be unworkable. Cannot have been easy determining the exact quality of bomb ash required to achieve such a balance. Speaking of which, just how did you acquire the ash? Don't tell me you went and slew the void sent fiends yourself. Markets are hardly a reliable source, I know, but risking death in a fiery explosion is beyond reckless. Still, if that's what it took, I admire your dedication. I suspect your forge master will soon be receiving some good news. Only hope he remembers to toast your name when he adjourns to the winch to celebrate. Cool. Forge Master Berthale is eyeing you with an ominous grin on his face. May be wise to inquire as to why. Been waiting for you to come and see me, lad. You've got yourself an admirer. And I ain't talking about me neither. I'm talking about someone else. It was only a matter of time before folks started asking questions about who was responsible for the guild's recent change in fortunes. I heard of Costa del Sol out in the Bloodshore. That's where your new admirer lives. In case you don't know the place, it's the favorite resort of old Oz, rich and famous. That's right, I'm talking about one of them. Ask for you by name, they did. Said they wish to commission the great in progression and no other. This could be your chance, lad. Ain't every day we get invited to curry favor with such wealthy bleeding client. First I thought it was just Beer God who was watching over ye, but I'm beginning to think that two-faced bugger and all the fall might have taken interest in all. Anyway, do it, won't ye? Ah, of course you bloody will. Goddamn fool to refuse. You'll need to trouble the bastard Phasar for details. Though it sticks me in the throat to say it, I reckon you should probably thank the Chocobo's arse while you're at it. He's the one who made this happen. While we're here, I'm gonna buy a stack of iron. The whole reason that we came to this area. Before finishing it all off. Well, Matt Smith, I gather you heard about your commission. I trust you understand what an honor this is, as well as what's at stake. The client in question is a distinguished personage with tremendously high expectations. Fail to live up to them reflect poorly on both you and your guild. As for myself, the last thing I need is a well-connected old Don telling his associates not to buy your products. Products I need hardly add, which should very much like to sell them. Short, don't fail. Now then, I believe I saw Miss Koo's Wib arrive a moment ago. She's our client's representative. Go inside and introduce yourself to her. She'll explain the commission. I've heard a great deal about you in progression. As you may have heard, my master was captivated by the tales of your exceptional craftsmanship and thought you the ideal candidate to undertake a commission of particular import to him. By way of an introduction, my master's estate boasts the most spectacular gardens in all of Costa del Sol. Its many botanical marvels owe much to the efforts of our chief's groundsman, who has nurtured them since he was a lad. The old fellow has been with the family for generations now, and my master feels it's past time that his years of faithful service be recognized. What better way to honor the tireless efforts of one's loyal servant than to present him with an exquisitely wrought example of the tool of his beloved trade? In short, Master Progression, my master would like to commission a plumbed iron hatchet of the first order. Know that anything less than perfection will be deemed unacceptable. Trust you will not disappoint us. Do you have the hatchet? Though I count myself no expert in such matters, even I am sensible to this hatchet's quality. It's magnificent. Mr. Phasar's words did not do you justice. You're a veritable prodigy, sir. Your hatchet is more than a work of art. Your hatchet is more a work of art than tool. I run my fingers along its smooth leather grip and gaze upon its flawless, sparkling blade. I find that I am moved. It seems a great shame to allow such a masterpiece to be used for mere gardening. But tools are made for a purpose. Mayhap as the blade dulls and the grip wears, it'll gain a different sort of beauty. But I'm beginning to sound like our chief's groundsman. Such a gentle soul. Quite sure he will see the artistry in your creation. Why, I may even serve to inspire his own craft. Proud. On behalf of my lord, I thank you in progression. Pray give my regards to Master Phasar. Phasar. You certainly rose to the occasion. Expertly done, Smith. It seems Miss Kooswib has marked you out as a crafter of outstanding skill. If her master agrees with her assessment, this may well be the first of many such commissions. You have every right to be proud. I suppose your mentor will want to know what's transpired. I swear your talents are truly wasted serving that fool. You may tell him I said so if you wish. You're a damn good smith, Em. You can do better. Ah, there you are, lad. Well, tell us how it went then. He said that, did he? Cheeky sod, talking like he knows what it means to be a smithy. There ain't no one that knows better than me, and I've only ever wanted what's best for you. I still remember the day you first walked in here, you know. It was clear to me even then that you got a will of iron. Something in your eyes there was. Something that's told me you'd give your all to the craft. Not for coin or for fame, but for the sake of making something good. That's just what we need around here. So don't let us down, Em. Stick with us and we'll do right by ye. Forge Master Brithel has had to take on more smithing than he can anvil. Ugh, something evil's brewing in my belly, I tell you. Can't seem to keep anything down. Too many at the wench, I reckon. Couldn't have come at a worse time either, with Phasar breathing down me neck. Now, when it comes to the market, you've never met a tighter miser than old Phasar. Coliseum, the man throws gold at fighters like water at fire. They know it too, so they ask their patron for a new blade. Once they get their new blade, now it's a bigger, sharper, shinier blade. Before you know it, I'm wasting me waking bells, forging weapons for folk what ain't got arms enough to wield them all. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to take the Horson's coin, but I ain't up to it this time on account of me condition. Which is why I need ye to make whatever needs making in me stead. Have a word with Phasar and see what he wants. So, Brithil sends you to me yet again. I'm flattered he holds me in such high esteem. As you may have heard, I have an eye for able warriors. Yet without the proper arms and armaments, ability is for naught. Forge me one steel bouge of equal parts splendor and might, and you and Brithil shall know the bounty of my generosity. But fail me him, and I may be forced to reconsider my arrangement with Naldik and Vimeles. One steel bouge, Make the greatest weapon you've ever made, then throw it away and make me a better one. You've come with my gift. Excellent. Let's have a look, shall we? I demanded nothing short of perfection, and you've exceeded my every expectation. A finer bouge I've never seen. A well-wrought oak haft with a solid steel blade, more than sharp enough to slice through sinew and bone. Many an auroch's neck shall it cleave. I cannot wait to see it wielded. Yes, the glory of the steel bouge you have forged for me shall be sung in the screams of all who stand before it. I see my trust in you is not misplaced, I trust I shall have need of your skills in the future. Alright. I think that was the end of what we've completed so far. So let's... Now we need a wrapped crow's beak hammer. Let's head on back to... Haku's Alley. Alrighty, so a wrapped crow's beak hammer, wrapped crow's beak hammer, steel crow's beak hammer, which requires a steel ingot. Dyed velveteen over some Do thread. Sure. Always worry about muscle memory, though I suppose I can use final appraisal. Be able to start doing that. Oak lumber. Can't do it yet. Rafter. Linseed oil. Flax as an alchemist. The excellent. Not what I wanted to hit. Kill us. What I get for hitting a button that I didn't mean to. Luckily, I had plenty of extra. I have plenty of extra flax. Right. Steel ingot. A little low on bomb ash. Biryani. Let's see here, and then I need boar leather, hide, froggies. Fourth tab. Blacksmith. Sure. Big hammer. Cobalt knuckles. Two cobalt ore. Two cobalt ingots. Then boar leather. Blacksmith. Buccaneers Bardiche? Is that how you spell it? Buccaneer. Two more cobalt ingots. Whew, excuse me. Horn glue on me. Then a cobalt sham shear. Sham Sham shear. Have any more outgoed horn? I do. So let's go whetstone. Outgoed horn we need to pick up. Sure. Horn. Then so let's whetstone. We don't have any. I block 3 in proggies. Sorry, by basilisk eggs. It's 3, I think. Cobalt ingots. Just 2. We only need one more thing to craft. Cobalt winglet. Winglet. 2 cobalt ingots. I got the horn glue, sunrise, Helen. I have one. Block 1. Mahogany lumber. Have any mahogany logs? Okay. Pick up the sunrise Helen. Have a proggies. gunny. Log. Carpenter. Cool. I need to do Savage Might Materia. Level 3. Single. We'll buy this one. We'll buy this one. The winglet that we need to melt this on. Cool. Alrighty. Probably going to end after this, even though I have a lot extra time, because I need to get some lunch before the stuff I need to do in the afternoon. Forge Master Brithael needs an able blacksmith to set an example. You know him. The contracts you've helped the guild secure ought to make us a fortune, if we can find the hands to keep up with demand, that is. Quite a name you made for yourself in the process. You've got your head in the forge, so you don't hear what I do. All over the ports, I hear the clattering of sailors and merchants extolling the fabled wares from Im's forge. And I assure ye they ain't alone. Hells, it's gotten to the point where half your fellow smithies are asking that ye forge their smithing tools, as if you've time to make 'em bloody one by one. So I told 'em the most they could hope for was one wrapped crow's beak hammer, a true example of shining excellence to which all of its kind would be held. What say ye, lad? Reckon ye can do your forge mates this favor? All I'm asking for is a single wrapped crow's beak hammer, one of the finest quality, of course, so I can show your fellow smithies how it's done. By Beergot's beard, who'd have thought this brutish tools of forest could possess such beauty? The hammer's claw evokes the elegance and ruthless efficiency of a golden beak plucking worms from the ground. And it's flawlessly counterbalanced asymmetrically by the face. Not in my wildest forging fantasies could I ever envision laying hands or eyes on such a perfect hammer. Hells, I reckon it's too perfect to show that lot. Look upon the daunting heights of such peak perfection would surely discourage even the boldest of budding blacksmiths. On the other hand, I ought to put these uppity smithies in their place. Besides, it'd be a crime to keep this hammer hidden away from the world. With any luck, it'll serve as inspiration to your forge mates and maybe even motivate one to follow in your footsteps. Forge Master Bertheo is delighted to see you. It's a good time to be a smithy, Em. Clients are banging down our doors, clamoring for our wares. And to think it's all 'cause one fateful day I had the foresight to let ye join our ranks. Smartest thing I ever done. Aye, in prosperous times such as these, you can't help but be in high spirits. Even your most hated enemies start to seem like decent folk. Why, just the other day I downed a few pints with old Failzar. Speaking of which, Failzar was going on and on about this lady gladiator what caught his eye, one he'd like to lavish with gifts. Said he'd a mind to have ye forge the weapons. But you don't know him. Demanded to speak to ye in person. Best go on and oblige the bastard. Good of you to come. I knew no other whom I could call upon. Her name is Muriel. She's both muse and genius, a portrait of grace and beauty amid the carnage of war, expertly versed in every technical discipline of combat. Muriel is more than a mere gladiator, she is an artist. If she is to paint the battlefield red, only the finest of instruments will suffice, and such instruments can only be created by the greatest of blacksmiths. Thus, I would ask of you a pair of cobalt knuckles, a buccaneer's bardiche, and a cobalt shamshir with which she might reign over the Colosseum like the goddess she is. I will inspect your work when it's complete. Though I have little reason to doubt your capabilities, I will not present to Muriel anything less than perfection. Knuckles, a bardiche, and a shamshir. It must be fit for a goddess. While weapons look most impressive, I must properly appraise your work inside. The knuckles, a sturdy and stable design for a straightforward weapon. Lack of superfluous ornamentation speaks to an emphasis on function. Next we come to the bardiche, a brutish base weapon likely born of the beast tribes. Initially, I feared its barbaric origins might sully Muriel's angelic hands, but I firmly believe there is no weapon her feminine touch cannot civilize. And lastly, the shamshir. The seductive curvature of the blade is sinister in its simplicity. You have taken notoriously obstinate cobalt and bent it to your will. Again, you exceed my every expectation. I can only imagine Muriel's joy upon seeing such splendid wares. Let her gaze fall upon the face of the one who forged them. Find her aboard the Astelicia. Downstairs. Go Fisherman's Guild. Oh, there's a lower level right there, but I think going to Fisherman's Guild is actually faster here. This way. That thing dropped me over here. There we are. Hmm? Ah, yes, the gifts I was promised. It's good to know Fezar is a man of his word. Personally, I prefer a man of action. Show me what you've got. Most impressive indeed. Humbled. With your weapons in my grip, victory is all but assured. Fezar certainly possesses an eye for the finer things. The eye that finds beauty interests me less than the hands that craft it. Strong, skilled hands of an artisan like yourself. Gladiator and blacksmith make quite a pair, do we not? What is a weapon without a wielder? Or a wielder without a weapon? We complete each other. I came to Limsa Laminsa to see your wares at the old man's behest, and found everything he promised and more. Know that in the heat of battle, as I clutch them tightly in my hands, my thoughts will be of you. Well, Zam! Jump off the side here as I can. Forge Master Berthale has a special commission only you can handle. Good news, him. That gladiator you outfitted Muriel. Done the work of 1,000,000 merchants for a cents. Her name's on the lips of every Coliseum fan, as is the name of the smithy what forged her armaments. Our wares are selling faster than we can forge them, and every member of the guild is reaping the benefits. Aye, the ale will flow like wine at the winch tonight. Of course, customers, they've been asking for ye by name, but I tell them you ain't got time to personally craft all their butcher's knives and bric-a-brac. I've certainly no intention of shoveling that drudgery off on ye. There's one commission that requires your very personal attention, I reckon. This one comes to us by the way of old Fezar, so pay the man a visit. Before you go, a word of warning. Fezar is a solemn soul to begin with, but this job's got him wound tighter than ever, judging from his countenance. Best be prepared for a bleeding tough challenge. One that I've already completed. There you are. Here me am. None other than the finest blacksmith in all Vilgren will do for this task. So renowned are your weapons that your name echoes through the distant wood of Gridania, so powerful your forge that has been to their disdain for steel and admiration. As such, a former champion of the Colosseum living amid the leaves has contacted me in hopes of engaging your services. That's all I can say. The rest she would tell you herself. The client wishes to meet with you in private, and will be waiting for you on the platform just below the drowning wench. Pray do not keep her waiting. Right over here. Here. An honor and progression. I appreciate you coming all this way to meet with me. Behold, you're a blacksmith without peer. It's for this reason I have come to seek your assistance. The sword I would have you forge must be fit a storied Colosseum champion, rather a man who would become one once more. The gladiators recently returned to Ul'dah and chosen to fight under a different name, you see. Perhaps you're familiar with the Bronze Bull? I thought not. His performance on the Blood Sands has been less than stellar. Despite his wealth of experience, he struggles. I've seen him fight, his weapons are his weakness, but I fear he thinks himself at fault. Which brings me to my request. I wish to arm the Bronze Bull with a quality Cobalt winglet, strengthened with a savage might materia of the 3rd grade. He's a far greater gladiator than his record suggests, and deserves better than the rubbish he wields. When the sword is ready, deliver it to Phasar. You shall see that the Bronze Bull receives it. All the way back around. Stairs. These people are pickpocketing this guy, if I remember correctly. I think this is the more direct route, but one, you have to go around and back like that, and then two, if I remember correctly, no, it is a straight shot. It's only if you're coming from the side that you have to yeah, also you have to use this cut up and around. I'm aware of the client's specifications. As soon as I verify that your sword is to her satisfaction, I shall contact the intended recipient. You have outdone yourself yet again. Your task is almost complete. The most peculiar request, the client wishes to be on hand yet out of sight for the purveyance of her gift. I shall attend to the arrangements. You need only be ready. When have you taken a fancy to a male gladiator, Phasar? What's this really about? I assure you, you will not be displeased. Quite the opposite, I should hope. Pleased, then? Precisely. We come bearing a gift. A gift? For me? Huh. Give it to someone who deserves it. I'm in no mood to be fawned over. Due to your mounting defeats, no doubt. I know my record, merchant. Ah, but that's the very reason I believe this gift will lift your spirits. Behold the cure for your recent woes, a sword like no other. This blade, I've never seen its equal. Did you forge this, Smith? I'm proud to call it my own. I believe that is precisely what our patron intended. Care to tell me who this patron is, and why he sees fit to confer upon me such a treasure? I can only say that she prays for your success. It is her hope that with this sword you will win new glory. His words will help you to remember that of old. The way of the sword is such that all who walk it come lost. Her words, eh? Well, I don't see why she had to orchestrate this mummish farce. Gladly accepted the sword from her in person. Oh? I thought the calamity had claimed her life. Should have known better than to think the Hellfire Phoenix would die so easily. Now it's my turn to take wing. On my honor, I shall one day stand atop the Colosseum and do this sword justice. Grinfair's no fool. I suspect he knew I was present the moment his words left Phasar's lips. Why not give him the sword in person? It is complicated. Simply put, I will not involve myself directly in Colosseum affairs. Long ago, I swore never again to take up sword or spear for sport. I have entrusted the Forge Master with your honorarium. Please accept it with my heartfelt thanks. Oh, look who's back from bringing in another fortune. I don't know how you do it, Em, but I'm glad you're doing it for us. You hadn't come along when you did and helped us turn things around with your quality smithing, I reckon I'd be another workless drunk drowning me sorrows at the winch. Instead, I'm a happily employed drunk celebrating me successes at the winch. You know, any lout with a tool can put passion into his work, but you have to come out the other side and affect folk is true artistry. Make no mistake, lad, the impact of what you've done for the guild will be felt for years to come. You're one of the best goddamn smithies I've had the pleasure to know, and ain't nothing more to say than that. Want his hat? Oh. Cool. And with that, we are done with blacksmithing, and with that, we are done with today's stream. Thank you so much for anybody who might have stopped on by. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the stream before you head on out, I'd be very appreciative. If you'd like to know the next time that I go live, you can subscribe to the channel or join up with that community Discord, as usual. Hey, below average. Thanks for the I think you just recently subbed. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, a little bit of an early start today. I've got some stuff going on in the evening, or the afternoon and evening, so get it out of the way. But yeah, and yeah, so let's see what we did today. We did blacksmith. Let me mark that off the check boxes. Okay, yeah, so all we have left is alchemist. I'll probably have to jump on after I finish all that stuff later today. We got here a little too early for reset. Still got an hour to go for that. And then culinarian, we could probably do culinarian tomorrow. Then we're finally done with this Disciple of Hand and Land section. Get back to doing some actual fights. Got to do the guild hests and got to start up that free company and start clearing out the rest of these side quests. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time I